Hello, welcome back to my studio. It's been a bit since the last update, so I have a lot to catch you up on. Since the last video, I went to Hutchmoot, and that was an absolute joy. I feel like Hutchmoot always comes at the perfect time every year, where I just need a little bit of rejuvenation in my creative spirit. So I have some fruit from that to show you. First, there were a few pieces of art that I got at Hutchmoot that I would love to share with you, so come on over. This is a postcard from a fellow named Daniel Haycox, who's an animator. He's currently working on the Wingfeather animated show. He's done a number of solo projects. He's currently working on a narrative mini-series, but it was wonderful to get to meet him. I had been following some of his work online for a while now, but he's a delight in person. So this is a reproduction, this is not the original print, of a line cut from a friend named Kathy McKeon. And it comes with a liturgy on the back of it for the daily dying to self. So we had a fun little art swap, and I was very, very grateful to have this piece to hang up in my studio. This is a bit of a collaboration piece between myself and a fellow named J.J. Brinsky, who is a poet, typewritist, crafter of words. So it's the background is a reproduction of a print that I did, an Advent piece, and I sent it to him, and he kind of worked his magic on it. So he sent it through his typewriter, and he wrote this poem, which was very much an honor. While I was at Hutchmoot, I designed this block, Lano cut block, featuring John Hendricks, who was a big inspiration to me when I started drawing. It was his book, Drawing is Magic, that really kicked off my sketchbooking habit. Here is a picture of the muse himself, and this is the kind of design that I worked up. It's all carved now, and I have some prints, some actual prints. After a little bit of editing, this is the final result. I'll show you on the actual table. Speaking of prints, at Hutchmoot, I was able to take part in a thing called Printmoot. Stephen Krotz and Ned Buster, two printmakers, have been doing this thing where they bring some of their blocks and people can come and pull a free print. No guarantees of the quality of it, but it's free. So I threw my one block in there, which was the Leaf by Niggle tree block, and it was a joy to be able to share this with people. And there were a few happy customers. I have one last print to show you. It's this one. It's this tiny little bookmark thing that I did for my church's Advent calendar. We've been doing this for a few years, where we have a few artists, poets, writers in our church, and we all contribute pieces to our Advent calendar, or not calendar, devotional. That's what I mean. So this is the final pull print. Again, drawing table. I had a bit of a strike of inspiration one night while I was reading a book about Flannery O'Connor. Nothing to do with Flannery O'Connor, it just happened to be what I was reading, but for just the coloring of it, to have kind of a gold foil look, which is not very original. If you know anything about Stephen Krotz's work, definitely heavily inspired from him. But I think this is what we're going to go with for the final devotional. This light is very bright, and I'm staring right at it like the sun. If you couldn't tell by looking out my window here, the bleakness of winter is setting in. The leaves are all gone off the trees. It's getting dark around, what time is it right now? Oh, 4:30. That just means I get to have what feels like longer periods of that good late night work. Okay, so I have a few projects that are starting to get lined up for the spring. The first is another children's book with Every Woman a Theologian / Faithful Kids. Same publisher as The Special Meal. It will be a book about baptism. Same style and medium of line cut illustrations with coloring. I'm probably gonna play around with the coloring part of it a bit more, having more painterly or watercolory digital coloring instead of just flat fields. The due date for that is May, early May, so right as the semester is going to be ending. And the second project is one that I haven't fully confirmed yet. It would consist of 2 to maybe 5 Lanicut prints, and it would revolve around the idea of the Psalms. I won't confirm anything else because I just don't know if it's going to happen. So with those 2 projects along with other classes, I think I'm going to have to put a pause on Leaf by Niggle for the spring semester, unfortunately. Speaking of Leaf by Niggle, status update. It slowed down post-Hutchmoot, unfortunately. I have a few full-page illustrations sketched in, but I don't think that it will get to the point that I'd hoped for at the beginning of the semester. I have better direction for the look that I want to go for. However, that still involves a lot of kind of playing around as I'm working between traditional watercolor and digital coloring. This past week, I reworked a few thumbnail sketches. I realized that I wasn't seeing enough of Niggle's face. It was a lot of shots of the back of his head, which that just won't do. You need to see the character's face. Let's see here, book recommendation for all you young families that are out there. Little Christmas Carol by Joe Sutphin. Well, Charles Dickens wrote it, and then Joe Sutphin envisioned and illustrated it. If you've ever seen Little Pilgrim's Progress, it's of the same vein with anthropomorphized woodland creatures, but it has these beautiful pen and pencil spreads, and his characters are just so delightful, very expressive, even in their animalness, let's say. This is a favorite of mine when you meet the ghost of Christmas Present, who is this large lion figure who dwarfs the character of Scrooge. I don't want to go too deep into it because I think you should just buy this book yourself for your family, even if you don't have a family. It's a wonderful little read. This book has one of my favorite features of any book, and that's when the inside cover is more delightful. I don't want to say more delightful, is equally delightful as the desk cover. Desk jacket, beautiful gold foil with this rabbit figure that's oddly reminiscent of Watership Down. Actually, I'm curious, is that, that might be a Watership Down rabbit. Mystery and intrigue. Oh, I almost forgot. I had a gallery show the week after Hutchmoot till a few weeks ago, and that was an absolute whirlwind. I didn't realize how much work gallery shows took between mat cutting and hanging and all of the logistics. It was a joy to be able to do, but I don't have a burning desire in my heart to do it again soon. In the show, I displayed prints from the special meal along with sketches and final color illustrations. I bought a bunch of 8x10 printmaking paper. I was hoping to do a series limited run of the Leaf by Niggle prints, but if any of y'all want to purchase some of the John Hendricks draw prints, let me know. I'll make some, and we'll be in touch. For all of my paid Patreon supporters, for the month of December, I will be sending out bookmark prints. So if you want to hop on for the month of December and onwards, you'll get a free little gift. And for everyone who has been supporting me, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you would support me in this way. Hope you all are doing well. Cheers.